Hi there, I'm Zion Williams. I'm a sophomore broadcast journalism major from Clinton Township, Michigan, and this is my reflection on the presidential election and visual journalism. This presidential election made me realize the importance of representation in media and how important it is to have Black journalists. Having people who look like you in places of high power can affect the way you view the world and the people around you. Seeing Kamala Harris run for president changed my perspective on the way America functions. It made me realize how racist and sexist America is and how that hatred affects everything in this country. It also made me realize how important it is to have Black journalists reporting on issues because our perspective is so unique and different. This election cycle made me realize how important my role as a journalist is in America's society and made me want to continue to fight for factual stories. On election day, many news outlets on Howard University's campus were trying to capture a story about how everyone felt about Kamala Harris and her presidential campaign. It was interesting to see all the media outlets on our campus giving Howard University representation it deserves. Still, many reporters were encroaching on our space as Howard students and not giving the university the respect it deserved. This made me think about the type of journalist I wanted to be and how I would represent myself in the company I'm working for. I think respecting the story and the people who are telling those stories is extremely important. I think you need to be engaged and fearless, but you also need to respect the people whose story you're telling. There's a fine line between telling a story and respecting the people you want to represent. The lack of respect for students in our campus made it hard to understand the impact that day had. I commend Kamala in her efforts to become the first woman of color to be president. I wish this country could understand the importance of representation and diversity. The results of the 2024 presidential election made me realize that America is no different than what it was when it was first born. They keep feeding us this illusion of progress and change when in actuality the systems have always been in place to oppress us. Many people in this country feel that things have gotten better because now the Black community can vote. But the racist and sexist ideologies that have plagued our nation since the beginning are still here today. This is a scary time for many people who are fighting for liberation and acceptance within this country. I am saddened by the constant spread of misinformation and hatred in this country. I know America can do better, and I want to see it. So I will continue to fight to tell accurate stories that represent people who cannot represent themselves. Now that this presidential election is over, I'm going to face the next 4 years as an advocate for change in the face of adversity. Many policies and people are going to try to further oppress and repress my voice and people like me. I feel that now is the time for everyone to come together in liberation. We need to focus on the future of this country for the marginalized. I will do that by continuing to learn about my country's history, producing stories that represent the underrepresented, and continue to advocate for people who look like me. Visual journalism with Dr. P has taught me the value of my profession and the importance of Black journalists. Journalism is about connecting with people and sharing their stories with the world. Our duty as journalists is to foster factual and engaging stories that compel our audience to have a deeper understanding of the world around them. Visual journalism has taught me that to carry out my duties as a journalist, I need to make sacrifices. I need to be able to put my ego and pride aside and constantly be curious. No matter what is happening, I need to always push myself to be more creative, more engaged, and always find a different angle. Journalism is not a profession for the timid or meek. It is for people who are willing to make change within the world and understand the truth behind it all. This course has taught me so much about the journalist I want to be and how my voice as a Black female journalist matters, how my perspective cannot be erased or copied, and that there is value in the stories that I am telling. I am not only representing myself, but also the many Black journalists who have come before me and strive to tell the truth when no one else was listening. I realize the importance of representation and how the stories that I am going to tell need to be heard. This course has made me see the reality of journalism and how many reporters don't care about the impact of their stories, but instead, they're just trying to get the story out there to the public. It has helped me understand the way other journalists move and how I want to be better and do better, not only for myself, but for my community. The skills that I learned in this class will help me in my career and allow me to become a better journalist. From photo and shot composition to framing and lighting, I'll be able to use those skills to enhance my storytelling abilities. In a few short months, this course has taught me the importance of adapting to your environment and immersing yourself in your profession to get results. Thank you so much for reflecting with me on the presidential election and my visual journalism course.